Okay, so what I was saying is in Maya, and you'll slightly get a double dose of this, I guess. Anytime you having one object affect another, you always select them driver and then driven. And you can do drivers and then driven also. So sometimes you can have more than one object affecting another, in which case you would select all the effectors and then select the effectee and then tell Maya to do its thing. In this case, the parent constraint. So we'll click Add. Okay. So now I need to select this group. I'm going to put it out here. Now, why is it important that we did this? Well, if I grab this controller, a Achoo control, and scale it, then the distance that these are apart from each other is going to change, which is going to control our pumpkins. So let me turn back on the polygons. Okay, so there we have it. So now that looks like a mess. So let's make it look okay. So we're going to rotate this entire thing 90 degrees because my face is on top of the pumpkin. And I'm going to put it to about where I think the mouth is going to be. I know it's not looking that great right now. Then if I select the pumpkin and go to this wire control and change this drop-off distance, it should affect just the mouth region. Now, part of what's going on is these two circles are too big. So if I grab them both and scale them down, too much, or too fast anyway. Now it's affecting just this section, and that's actually, if there was like a pucker, that's good enough for a pucker, but we're not wanting to do that, right? We need to push out more of the geometry. So then we go back, and again, you just have to play with this to figure it out. We go back to our WireDeformer and increase this drop-off distance to affect more stuff. Okay, so that's looking good. But we are affecting the stem which we don't want to do. So, if I right-click on my mesh, actually before I do this, I'm going to do it in this order. I'll right-click on the mesh and go to Paint. And let's see, we got a WireDeformer here, OJack WireDeformer. When you go to my tool settings, we'll double click on that. And we need to unpaint the stem. Now my cursor is really big right now. I can change that by holding down B on my keyboard and then dragging left to decrease the size of it. But I actually don't recommend using your cursor to paint this. You might accidentally hit something you didn't mean to. What I'm going to do instead is switch it over to component mode. So I'm going to press Q to go back to selection mode. Go to faces. And then I'm going to add to this selection until I got all of the stems selected. So I can't sneak under here and grab this one. There we go. Okay, Now I need to change that selection to a vertex selection, because that's what you're actually editing when you're painting maps. So I'm going to control right click and 2 vertices. Now if I go back to my paint tool, if I am painting, I'm only going to affect the selected vertices. This is really handy sometimes. I need to change the values already set to 0. 1 is going to turn it white, and then 0 will turn it black. I'm going to click flood, because I know I've only got selected things I don't want to be affected. So now it's no longer going to be affected. I'm done editing that. And now, if I were to select this, the channel box, WireDeformer, I can increase this size, and it's not going to affect the stem, which is just what I wanted. My scale, this is like way big. I'm going to shrink it in, make it more reasonable in size. And then if I scale it up and down, I get that puff, or that achoo sort of shape. And if this lines up with our transparency, then it's going to deform that transparent portion of the mesh, and you'll have the outline of the lips there instead. The nice part about doing it this way is we can move it around. It's only going to affect the region that the bottom of the control is in. So it's an easy way to get some feedback. And it's very animatable. And then we can just use the scale of the control to drive how much deformation there is. Anyway, and that's how to do that deformer.